Hi everyone, I'm talking about Boeing today and Boeing's earnings. I'm talking a lot about the earnings that came out last week so far through this week and probably into next week, 'cause it's kind of crazy on like the stock market of earnings that are coming out right now. And I'm talking about one of my old stocks, Boeing, which is a stock that I'd like to get in. If you watch my videos quite often, you'll know that I'm a really big fan of Boeing, but I currently don't have any shares in Boeing. Have to pretty much own the stock for a really long time, but I'd like to get back into it at some point. We're going to look into the earnings, and then I'm going to talk about Boeing over the my kind of opinions on going forward for Boeing. So Boeing shares surge after the company reports blowout results and raises 2008 forecast. I did kind of expect forecast to get raised after this earnings. Don't think they got raised last time, but from the kind of the deals that they've been landing, I did kind of expect a bit of a raise. The aerospace giant reports third quarter adjusted earnings of 3.58 a share, topping Wall Street's expectations by 11 cents. Boeing raises its full year 2008 earnings forecast. CEO Dennis Muhlenberg notes that the company landed billions in military contracts this summer. So if you did follow Boeing throughout the summer, you would have seen a lot of them contracts coming through. All the military contracts that were coming from US, and also there was a lot of other countries placing orders for a lot of aeroplanes. I tracked them on Seeking Alpha quite a bit, and I was seeing a lot of the orders for Boeing coming through all the time. And I kind of expected the stock to jump quite a bit off a lot of that news, and it just didn't seem to. But they did mention it on the earnings report, and the stock jumped quite a bit, but it was a bit of a rough day when Boeing released these earnings and the stock market kind of went down, and Boeing was up like 5%, and then because of the market going down like 5% in the Nasdaq and like 3% in the Dow, it pulled like Boeing to only going up 1.5%, which was a bit crap, but there were really good earnings. The kind of military contracts, if you follow it quite often, you would have known about for quite a bit, so that's not kind of new news, but the forecast I did expect, and the earnings per share I did expect. So even though the stock jumped quite a bit, it was news that I kind of expected and knew about for Boeing. I was kind of hoping that it missed like earnings, which I didn't think it was going to do, but I was hoping it would do, so the stock would carry on going down and make a better buying opportunity. But overall, the earnings were really strong. The one thing I've noticed is a lot of stocks kind of mention the China trade war, which it did mention a little bit in the Boeing's earnings. It said here, Donald Trump's trade war with China is a key theme. She said China is a big customer of Boeing, representing about a third of the company's orders for Boeing 737 aircraft. While it's important for shareholders to pay attention to the company's business in China, the analyst did not raise concern about Boeing possibly getting caught in the middle of a trade war. I think Boeing's very in tune with the administration, but also with the customers. I'm not going to say that name. Boeing shares slipped 2.3% over the last 3 months, but the stock is still up 18.7% for the year of Tuesday's close of 350.05 a share. Now, like I said, this kind of China trade war is popping up on a few of the earnings, and you see that Boeing mentioned it slightly, so it is something to keep an eye on when you're investing in Boeing, is that Boeing might just be held back a little bit with this China trade war still, so keep that into mind. Boeing is a stock I would like to get back into. Like I said, it might be interesting just to see what happens with the China trade war, because whenever news comes out about the China trade war, it does kind of bring Boeing stock down just a slight little bit, which is something to keep into consideration. But overall, really good, strong company, good earnings, a buy rating. Like I say, I reckon this stock could get to 400 and something in 12 months' time. So definitely a buy, and I'll be probably considering picking up some shares in this stock at some point. So keep in tune for this channel, because I'll definitely be looking at them and talk about Boeing a little bit more. But that's the video for today, guys. Give the video a like, subscribe. Thanks for all the support recently, and I'll see you on the next video.